Hey guys, Katie here from It's a Creek Farm, and today I'm doing a video because I have a lot of people who ask questions, and I see tons of people asking questions online about Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes and how to tell if they're ripe. So this is our second or third year growing Brad's Atomic Grape. We have quite a few plants over here of them. I'm guessing we have, we have like probably 8, maybe 10 plants. Oh no, more than that. 12? I don't know. Okay, so these are younger Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes. This is the top of my plant. I obviously need to prune a little bit here. But here are some other ones. These ones are pretty purple because they get a lot of sun. The more sunshine they get, the more purple they will be. So if they're in full sun, at least the front of them, the side that is facing the sun, is going to be mostly purple, and the other side you will see has some green. So let me show you another example here. So here are some, they're like all purple, and you flip it over and there's some green. Here's some smaller ones as an example. So the side that doesn't get the sun, the more sun they get, the more purple they'll be, but the side that doesn't get the sun is going to have the least amount of purple. So I know I had some customers message me because we sold seedlings this year, and some were Brad's Atomic Grape, and they thought that when they turn purple that they were ripe, and they are not. They are not. So let me show you how to tell if your Brad's Atomic Grape tomato is ripe. So this is our small bed here, and this desperately needs to be weeded, I know. But I purposely left these on so I could do this video for you guys. So there are clusters of tomatoes everywhere. You can see them kind of everywhere here. And let me show you an unripe one. So this is an unripe tomato. There's a whole bunch of unripe tomatoes. And if you give them a squeeze, you're going to see, or you're going to feel, that that is firm. I don't want to say it's hard because, I mean, it does have a little bit of give to it, but they're nice and firm. And as you work your way to the ripe ones, you'll see that they're getting softer. And you'll also see that they're starting to change color. Now, it's common for them to still have green even when they're ripe. See that one there? It's got some green even when it's ripe. But you will notice that a lot of the green, where it's the light green here, is actually going to turn like a yellowy or an orange or a red color. So let's go back down here. This little guy here is starting to turn. I'm not quite sure if it'll pick it up on the camera, but I can tell that there's a distinct difference between that one and this one in color. This one down there has more of a yellowy tone to it, where this one is like very pastel-y green. And then as we work our way up, so I was saying in an earlier video that we have chipmunks in here, and so that's why I'm in here harvesting as much as I can today. So this chipmunk decided to take a bite out of this tomato. So I'm going to take that off and throw it away. So you will see as you squeeze the tomatoes that they have more give, and they are much softer. And this is the same for any tomato. So like this one, I'd say that one has another day or so. But as they get, you can see like these are pretty much ripe up here. They will be for sure ripe tomorrow. That one will be. And then as you go down, it gets more green. So this is like a young, and you can feel it's firm. And as it ripens, it gets softer and softer. And so up here, this one has give, and so that one is pretty close to being ripe. So on the Brad's Atomic, you're going to find that there is give on that, and that it's soft. It's not going to be, you don't want it super squishy, but you want it squishier than the other ones, that's for sure. So over here, there's a couple more, and those are the ones that still have green. Like I said, that they'll still have a green on them, and these ones feel perfect. I actually am probably going to eat these right in here. So these ones are ready. You can tell by the softness and by the coloring. You can see the red and the green and the purple, and they are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. And there is still some green on it, but that is normal for a Brad's Atomic Grape. But you can see right there, oh, that's a perfect distinct difference. You can see the reds and the greens and the purples, and this one doesn't have any of that. This one is nice and soft. This one is not. That one's hard. So this one's ripe. This one is not. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick all of the ones that are almost ripe or are ripe, because I don't want this chipmunk to be eating all of my tomatoes. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick all these, and then I will show you what I have harvested. So here's one that is mostly green, but you can tell it's a very distinct different green color. Let me see here. So do you see the two different colors there? This one is done. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but it's almost an olivey color. And then it's got the red and the oranges in there. And it is soft. It is soft to the squeeze. So that one is definitely ripe. So over here, we're on the other side of that raised bed. We have the perfect example of some that I want to show you. So this area where I'm at is actually not in the raised bed. It's about 4 feet away from it, and I had extra plants, and so I just started planting them in the ground in rows under this purlin up here so that I could trellis them up. And they don't get consistent watering. They're kind of always forgotten, but they're doing okay. And so I wanted to show you I trellised them very late. So some had full sun and some were like completely covered from the sun. And they look two totally different things for being 3 or 4 feet apart here. Let me show you. So this is one, and this is the one right next to it. So these guys, I believe, were probably covered up by all of these, and this one that's hanging out of the bed. And they were all on the ground, and I was late to trellis them. They kind of get neglected over here, and it looks like I forgot the water on because that one is split majorly. But you can see up here they're all just like a pale green, really beautiful, just a little bit of purple on them. And then as you get darker, down further, they are starting to turn, and I would say that that's probably the blush stage for the Brad's Atomic Grape. But then look at over here. These ones must have been sitting on top, and they are like solid purple. So the solid purple ones must have been laying further or not in the shade or something, because they definitely got more sun and they are like solid purple. So on those ones that are solid purple, it's easy to tell because you just squeeze them, and they're absolutely beautiful. Underneath, they do have some green, but I'm going to let them stay on a few more days, and this one stay on a few more days. I'll pick off the one that's split and throw it out, but otherwise I'm going to leave those ones for a few more days. It's not going to hurt them, and if the chipmunk eats it, chipmunk eats it. Now obviously it's not a big harvest, but it's our first one where we're not just picking 1 and 2 as they ripen. These ones are all ripe kind of at the same time, and they're really going to look beautiful. And I don't know if we'll use them in a salad or if we'll make spaghetti sauce out of them or something like that. I don't know. We'll find something fun to make out of them. But I just wanted to share with you guys how to tell if your Brad's Atomic Grape tomato is ripe. Definitely go by the coloring and by the feel. And you know, some people say, well, if it falls off the vine easy, then it's ripe. But sometimes unripe ones do fall off as well, and so that's not really a very good judge. And sometimes the ripe ones, the stem is really thick on them, and so it's hard to tell. So those are the 2 ways that I check and make sure that my Brad's Atomic Grape are ripe. You definitely don't want to pick them early. They are very sour if you pick them early. And so my parents had some last year that I had given them, and some plants, And they picked them all early, and my dad said, never again, I'm not going to eat them ever again. But it's because they didn't let them go long enough. They assumed that the purple meant that it was ripe, which it doesn't. So if you watch the color and the texture or the feel of it, then you'll know if your Braz's Atomic Grape is right. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next time.